Nice guys finish last is usually an issue that a lot of guys have relative to women. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's because no woman wants a weak male. It is disgusting. But this is what you got to understand. Women don't want an asshole. There is a difference between somebody who pours themselves into something and who will commit and who's like non-apologetic and somebody who's a complete fucking asshole. No woman wants an asshole. It's just that a lot of the men who have ignored the social moral standards and who aren't really, let's say, captive in the web of how I must behave in order to be perceived by other people. These are the kind of guys who move forward despite how other people feel. So a lot of the people who do have that forward moving energy, who you are equating to not a nice guy, they are the ones who are able to put all of their energy into something and move completely forward. And what we know about masculine energy, especially, is it is a forward-moving energy first and foremost. It is the energy of encouragement. It is the energy of providing. It is literally forward-moving like crazy. Femininity tends to be more receptive, open, the opposite type of movement within this universe. And when it comes to polarity, no woman is attracted to a receptive type of individual. And receptivity in a male doesn't feel like, oh, I'm open to what you think. No, when I'm talking receptivity in a male, in the negative sense, it's passivity. And that makes a female turned off, there's no polarity, and it makes us feel unprotected, and as if there is not going to be anything that this male can do in our lives or for us. Basically, these nice men that are considering themselves nice, often have zero ownership whatsoever. And that is never going to turn a woman on. This is different than control. So for those of you women that are watching this feeling yourselves get triggered, I am not talking about control, I'm talking about ownership. To really genuinely own something, you have to take it as part of yourself. Now I know that you all know the asshole, who's like horrible in relationships, but he takes completely perfect care of his mint condition Ferrari, right? That is the degree to which taking something as part of yourself has to happen, but within the context of relationships, for a guy to be a good guy, but also super forward-moving, go-getter type of guy. The masculine is so out of alignment right now, I have no words for you. Masculinity might as well be in the ICU on the planet today, with how much is wrong with it and how much we have destroyed it and how much society has gone against it. Usually the nice guys don't know how to be nice and move forward at the same time. They don't know how to be nice and actually invite their masculinity at the same time. And we have to take responsibility as women. When men started to go into shadow masculinity, what we did is we killed the masculine. Men who are primarily out of alignment because of the things they were starting to do, they started to take that energy that is very much a controlling and ownership type of energy, and they started to go to the shadow with it. When men go to the shadow with it, you're looking at forms of manipulative control, you're looking at outright violence, and you're looking at all the things that which women, of course, have been oppressed by for thousands of years. Now, what women did, because physically we are not actually capable of coming up against that thousands of years ago, is we took revenge on our sons. We basically raised them to not be men. And that's where we went completely out of alignment. We actually got rid of a male, and we raised little boys, essentially, who had the brakes on to such a degree that they couldn't be men anymore, and now we've lost attraction for them completely. And to be honest, we got to come out of this, because right now we're headed towards a world where men have no value. That should scare the crap out of everybody, including women. We're actually headed towards a world where women do everything, and the only reason for a man is like sperm donation. Now, this is not truth. It's not a good thing that we're headed in this direction, because we're taking for granted the valuable things that we desperately need out of masculine energy. But we have to be aware that we've all headed there. And so both men and women play a part in the destruction of masculinity, and thus the destruction of femininity along with it. But I'm going to contradict you. Even though it seems like these men who are, kind of not good guys, who are forward-moving, get everything and get the girls too, it's not accurate. It's just the norm. It is fully possible for a guy who's genuinely a good guy to move completely forward with his energy, take complete ownership, and be fully in the masculine. He would be the hottest man on the face of this earth.